2020 GSL Super Tournament, Season 1.
Look at that beautiful empty studio. Welcome to the GSL Super Tournament Quarantine Edition. We're here on day 2. It's good to finally be back casting some StarCraft 2. We're sorry you guys can't join us here live at our event, but wherever you are at home, under quarantine most likely, join us. Let's kill some time together.
Yeah, in the very, very best way possible, which is having a StarCraft 2 tournament. I've been just so excited and so happy that GSL is back that since the last Super Tournament day, I literally didn't even move. I laid down underneath this desk and then just got right back up.
We had some crazy games, by the way, just a few days ago. Huge upset with SOS moving on against Rogue. Incredible series. Definitely check out the VODs if you haven't already. And as we are going to come through here now, with StarCraft 2 finally starting up for us, I know we started a little bit late. We have a lot of great matches and tournaments to go through for the year.
Yeah. It was a fun day of games overall. The Zest TY match really wasn't that good, but everything else was pretty good on day one. Actually, I talked to Juan, to Special on the Pylon show this week, and he said that Rogue hadn't opened StarCraft 2 since he won Katowice. Can't blame him, right? You've already had a great year.
Yeah,
if you won
that story's not uncommon as you win the tournament and you take a little bit of time off and you come back and the game has already changed. So unlike our normal Super Tournament schedule, normally we have 4 days in a row. We're going to be on a little bit of a different schedule here. It's going to be more like the Codes schedule. So the next 2 days will be on Wednesday and then Saturday. Saturday at 5 p.m. again. So after today, we'll be halfway through our tournament. A lot on the line, $30,000 US.
That's right. Don't forget that the top 4 players from this tournament will seed into the next tournament, and I want to make this very clear. We've changed the way that GSL Codes works. We'll be having a round of 24 to start, and the 4 seeds will start in the round of 16. It'll be very similar to ASL. Not exactly the same, but very similar to that.
ASL is our sister tournament. That's for StarCraft Remastered, but we're making the tournaments look more like each other right now. ASL, by the way, also going on. You also cannot come down to our studio for that. That's in our other new studio in Jamshil. So when the apocalypse is finally over, you can come down and check out our new studio as well.
Well, let's take a look at these matches tonight. These are ludicrously good. Stats versus Maru. I mean, come on. That is a rivalry. Subers Innovation, another one. 2 of the longest standing, most successful GSL players of all time. Then we have Deer versus Kira, the 2 players that are so well known for being very strong but don't generally deliver.
Yeah.
And then the last one, Armani versus Solar. That is the Patience Dark match of the night, if you ask me.
Yeah, we're not ending with the strongest match, but it's good to see Armani down here. We'll see how he performs.
Yeah.
It's important to have new players, or newer, I should say, players down here, less experienced, to try to compete with the guys who have been killing it for so long.
I think it's kind of okay to say new, but people have to understand what new means in StarCraft. It takes years and years and years to actually get to a very high level. So, like, Armani's been in and out of GSL for years.
That's right.
But
compared to, like, Innovation or somebody,
oh, yeah,
he's more of a rookie. I mean, this is the thing about StarCraft. This is what makes it so great, too, is that it's been out for so long that you're able to actually have insane stories coming out here.
Yeah.
So let's start with our first match today. This is one we've seen a lot of, and it never fails to disappoint.
Yeah. Stats, I mean, this is the defensive Protoss since Rain went back to Brood War. He has been so strong. He was definitely the best Protoss in the world overall a couple times in the last few years.
He's somebody who's proven that you can play Protoss in a much more reactive style. A lot of times Protoss is identified as the race that really gets to initiate. You have to play by their rules, but Stats is fine staying withdrawn, staying back and watching you, and then seeing where the mistakes are in your play, and he'll try to race ahead and usually close out with a macro game or a push. Now he's going up against Maru, who off and on has been the best StarCraft 2 player in the world. He's a big fan favorite. He was incredible at the game at a very young age, and as he continues to grow up, he's still so dominant.
Oh yeah, he's the best Terran in the world. There's really not any question there. Made the round of 4 in Katowice, only 1 map off of beating Rogue and going to the finals even. So he's in fantastic shape right now. But to be fair, like, Stats is a player that absolutely has in the past knocked him out and can knock him out more because his style kind of counters Maru's style slightly. But at the same time, I have heard, because Stats has to go to the military soon, there's a possibility he might not be practicing as hard as he has in the past. Some players go about that a different way when they're going to the military,
yeah,
right?
some wane off a little bit. Others really go hard.
Classic, for instance, went really hard. When the military is coming up, he's like, let me do this.
Yeah, he wanted to close it out in the strongest possible performance that he could deliver.
Well, damn, he did it, right? Top 4 at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
In the patch of the Zergs, the year of the Zergs. But stats, we'll see. We'll see what type of shape he's going to bring here today.
This is a best of 5. We're going to have 4 of them today. And then when we come back again on Wednesday, we're going to go right into the next phase of the tournament.
Yes.
Exciting. Guys, we're ready for game 1. This is Stats vs. Maru. I can't believe I'm saying this here in the round of 16 as we start day 2 of the Super Tournament.
Game start.
Okay, bottom right in the blue, he is.
Africa Freaks. Stats.
And his opponent here in the upper left in the red.
Jin Air Green Wings. Maru.
Right. I noticed that we are on GSL match 4026.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, we're getting up there.
Did we make sure to meet
And
when
I
it got to
started thinking.
GSL match 4,200? Or
I just wonder how many matches, like, what if in 100 years GSL's just still going strong?
Might be.
Yeah. Tesla's died hundreds of years ago.
But my brain and my vocal cords are in a robot.
Well, that's what we tell people, but really it's just a very simple app for an iPhone. In the meantime, I'm still alive, living forever, hooked up to all sorts of machines. Quality of life not so good, but still kicking.
Still in pain everywhere. Still. Okay, so yeah, generally speaking, Stats doesn't tend to cheese that much. He'll incorporate it a little bit.
Yeah.
Maru went through a whole phase where he was, going through proxies more often than he was not. So he's at different points in time where he's approached his race very differently. But Stats has pretty much been a reactive, safe Protoss.
Yeah.
And usually tends to get pretty far in tournaments, sometimes win, but he's very consistent.
Yeah, he's the most consistent Protoss that we have, truly. Is he the most successful? I don't know that you can truly say that.
But I would say, if you were somebody who was trying to learn Protoss, he's probably the best one to study. Like, you wouldn't want to study SOS and what he does immediately.
You don't want to study SOS. Yeah, that I definitely agree with. If you want a strong fundamental skill set that you can build off of into any direction, Stats is your guy. If you want a lot of wins, probably Zest would be more your guy.
More timing attack oriented.
Yeah, he plays Protoss in a more championship type of way.
I will say the way that Stats, or when he was playing in StarCraft 2 Reign, I think that's one of the hardest ways in StarCraft 2 to play Protoss. You really have to know the other race as well as you know your own race, how to match them, where they're going to have their weaknesses, where there's going to be periods where their upgrades are behind yours, where you try to come in and punish that or try to come out and get ahead.
Sure. Yeah. Well, just playing reactive in general is very, very tough because you have to, you basically have to lose to everything and learn from everything.
Right.
You can't just like walk across the map and win generally.
Yeah, until you've sanded down all the little sharp edges of your builds, you've really got it refined. You really know the dance in and out.
But it generally gives us our overall best players.
Yep, that's true.
It's generally the case.
There's been a few exceptions to that where players that rush a lot or players that cheese a lot have success. We have had like the cheesiest Protoss like Harding come out on top.
Absolutely.
So we saw the Hellion and the Reaper go around, and now this is not adequate defense actually on either side. Now that I'm looking at it, the Hellion's going to come in here with the Reaper and then end up hitting these workers.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God, he actually does a nice surround there.
Yeah, almost completely.
Ooh.
For a second, I thought he was going to have that Hellion entombed and then kill it off, but it did some decent damage. So both sides suffering a little bit of losses. Actually, both suffering, losing, I should say, exactly 3 workers on each side. And we have Banshee Cloak being upgraded here as well from Maru.
Yeah, not too surprised to see. Definitely something he likes to use. Stats going for that very quick 3rd Nexus. No big surprise there either. Trying to get into that more macro-focused game. Wants his economy to get out of here. Now, we'll see what type of damage Maru can get done with these Cloak Banshees. And is he going to go up to the kind of standard 3 racks play? Is he just going to throw down that 3rd command? Hard to say right now.
So we have that Banshee now moving across the map over here, passing 12 o'clock. It's going to come down here. And Cloak's going to be finishing just right about now. We'll see how many worker kills he can possibly get with this. Blink is done, so you got to be careful. If he can blink right under that and get you, it's going to be bad. And so for now, he's going to move in undetected here. And we'll see if the probes at the natural are well defended. We do have an observer popping out as well, just to the left side of our screen here.
It's going to be up in just a moment. But here we go. I mean, the Banshee already getting a couple kills.
Okay, but I think that vision is enough. He should. Oh! Can he blink over through the top and try to catch that?
That's some dead airspace right there. You need something that flies to hit him.
So now Maru's going to push out. This is all happening while the workers are pinned.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The stalkers are pinned, trying to defend against the Banshee. So, he knows the threat of that is there. Now we have the stalkers moving out across the map. Although I don't think
they're going in the wrong direction. Okay, yeah, they're going north now. That is where the army is. But
they might pass each other here.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem for Stats, I think.
Yeah, if he can get the siege tank set up with these Marines over here and the SCVs.
So I think his idea here is to go and slow down any sort of push like this, but he missed it completely.
Yeah, with a blind spot on the map here. This just gets set up and 2 bunkers go down. And then when those bunkers finish,
oh my
3
God.
now, I don't think there's any way that you're going to be able to save that. You saw Stats go back, and then he says, wait a minute, it's going to be too late if I do get over there. He'll take out this Banshee, but I don't know if a counterattack from Stats is going to do much as well either.
Well, he loses this Nexus no matter what, and you're right. That the army he has over there is not that strong.
I like how he cancels the bunkers, too. When he realizes he doesn't need that spot anymore, he might as well save the money. He just has SCVs all on top of this one tank here, and it looks like there's actually enough repair that he drives it away. Making it worse for Stats is now the push comes down on top of the Robo, a necessary structure for those Immortals to take out the tanks. That's going to be gone, and I think this game might actually end very abruptly.
This is awesome seeing him just throw down mass bunkers everywhere he goes. It's so funny. It really puts a clock on the Protoss. I mean, if you don't engage before those bunkers are up, you're done.
Oh, he's going to need a siege up here again as these stalkers come forward. These bunkers should be moments away from finishing here. The 2 tanks go down, but the damage is certainly not being done. It's not finished being dealt here, I should say.
Oh my God, the Stalkers got rid of most of the SCVs, but he does finish up 1 bunker here.
The thing I'm worried about, though, is that Maru has still been macroing on 2 bases. I mean, he can still try to push out here. The bunker is still a real threat. Now a Raven coming out here. And also, note that Stats has a 3rd base on the map, but it's not being mined from. There it is now.
Yeah, it just finished up, and he can't get probes there.
Yeah, because of the presence of this bunker. Oh.
I like it.
Oh, man.
He's just killing, man.
Yeah, he might even get the Observer with the Marines if he pushes further forward here. Gets that as well.
Stats is trying to make something happen, but he has so few units right now. Just that little group of Stalkers you see there on the left. Not even many gateways, as our wonderful Observer JYP just showed.
That's right. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot about that. We have JYP observing today.
He's been observing for us so far.
So, I mean, these are 2 very different openers right now, with Stats trying to just out-expand and stay ahead and deflect attacks, and Maru went with a very decisive timing, which Stats completely missed. And it looks like Maru's got to win at least game 1 so far in this best of 5.
Oh yeah, just kind of smashes through here. It looks like Stat's going to make one more big effort to clear this, and while he may end up clearing it, like, the amount of damage that he's taken, Maru is so far ahead.
Yeah, Stats is barely hanging on.
All Stats has is some Blink Stalkers. Like, what you see is what you get. That's what he has.
He's also in some ways been forced to keep making Blink Stalkers because you can micro them around these unit sets that are pretty hard to engage otherwise. But I think even with this being driven back, now we have Marauders out here, which really counter, with the concussion shells, they really counter what the Stalkers can do. You can blink somewhere, but then you're slowed down, and you're ultimately going to lose those.
Looks like he's going to go ahead and grab a Dark Shrine. May as well, right? Like, you really need a miracle at this point. So, getting a Dark Shrine, getting a Robo back up, re-expanding. I mean, there's no reason not to. It's not like he has anything else to do today. Right?
Yeah.
But that's about the size of it, though. He's just so far behind. He needs a miracle now. He needs like 2 miracles, actually. 1 miracle won't do it.
Yeah, he's coming across the map now. Maru is. This is right as weapons and armor are going to finish. He's going to hit this Nexus. And again, with Marauders here, the math becomes a lot less favorable here for the Protoss. He's going to try to come forward here, stimming. Force fields come down, but it's just too much. And that means Maru takes game 1. GG.
Yeah, all right. So this game really came down very much to the fact that when Stats sent his Stalkers out, he kind of went through the center and then he went to the north, but their armies passed like ships in the night, right? Like, Maru definitely had that very sharp timing built in there with his Banshee. He moved out immediately across the top to hit the third base. And Stats, his like window of opportunity to get in front of that army and micro and make it either turn around or whittle units down and build reinforcing units, he lost it.
Things are happening so quickly. When the Banshee, it appeared to be cornered in between the third and the second base, but already the push is coming out. And that was a push where Terran just needs to spring the attack on you. They start the bunkers, they siege up the tanks, and those bunkers are going to finish by the time Stats' army would come back and defend. And by then, it's too late. So we saw Stats try to counterattack. Not a bad idea. It was the best of all the bad options he had.
Yeah.
But Maru holds it there.
Yeah. It was a terrible situation for Stats, unfortunately. But good play by Maru, no doubt. No doubt.
Let's see if Stats can pull it together, excuse me, together. Map 2 will be on Everdream. Stats versus Maru, game 2 starts now.
Game start.
Top right.
Africa Freaks. Stats.
Trying to pull it together.
Together. Can he do it?
Jin Air Green Wings. Maru.
Marvu.
Did you say Marvu?
Marvu.
Let's taste this. What you've been doing since the last GSL day?
Well, I've drawn a face on a volleyball, and I've been casting with that in my house.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just trying not to lose my mind.
Wonderful.
No, I've been trying to do a little bit of yoga in my house.
Yeah?
I'm finding out just how not flexible I am.
Yeah, you're not very flexible.
No,
Me either.
that's not, if you made a list of words that you would associate with me, flexible is not one.
Inflexible, on the other hand, is actually one that I do.
Yeah,
When people are like, tell me about your co-caster
like, well,
interview,
I'm like, he's very inflexible.
yeah. He's funny, inflexible. They're like, did you say inflexible? I'm like, yeah. Like, that doesn't help us in this interview. We're trying to really get to know Taste. So I'm like, oh, listen, you can't truly know him unless you know how inflexible he is.
Well, I've been, playing a lot of games, playing a lot of StarCraft.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sleeping a lot. I'm sleeping without ever feeling pressure of getting out of bed.
Nice. Nice.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Well, you have kids, so you just have to wake up, but...
I hear Dada every day between 5:45 and 6:15 a.m.
So you just playing with your kids, staying in the house?
Yeah. StarCraft and children. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it for the rest of my life, in fact. I already got this mapped out, Tasteless. All right? Children in StarCraft until the children all go to college, and then it's just StarCraft. But then eventually, they probably will, some of them have children, and then it'll be children in StarCraft again.
It'll come back.
And then eventually I'll die, and that'll be it. Life well lived.
By the way, both these guys are proxying each other.
Yeah.
We have a starport made at the top, start gate made close to the middle.
Factory up at the top as well.
Yeah. So this is where things get a little bit funny because it's possible neither have adequate defense back at home.
Oh, yeah. Very, very possible. Now, which is going to be more dangerous? I would say that the Hellion drop is a little bit scarier, right?
I would say so. Well, that's going to kill workers more quickly.
An Oracle will run out of energy.
Right.
And you'll still have workers.
Right.
Hellions don't run out of energy.
So here comes that first Adept, confirming that there's a command center there.
That's a late command, though.
Yeah.
He looks at that and
that
he knows
should be
something's
enough
up.
to sound some alarms here.
Yeah, there's not a Reaper either. Why isn't there a Reaper?
Look at that.
Oh,
Stargate,
yeah.
he's sending the Oracle back.
That's how much he knows.
Yeah.
That one shading gives him so much intel. Well, he didn't mean to do that, that's for sure. Or maybe he did. Maybe he didn't realize the Marines were coming back.
Okay, the medevac's out. loads all 3 Hellions in there, and drops immediately over here.
Uh-oh,
Now, I think Stats suspects this is coming, but
well, I
knowing
think he
is
might have
not
thought
the issue.
Banshee or something, because he is, like, a shield battery does not do it here. Oh, God.
Oh, my God, that shot specifically. Okay, we have 10 probes killed, now
Holy.
12. And the number's going to rise here. He picks him back up to get away from the Adepts. Meanwhile, the Oracle comes in here. Now, as Artosis said, you know, this has a limited amount of energy, so eventually it just can only be a spotting unit, and that is now at 0 energy.
Look at that, only 7 kills? What a weak Oracle.
Already 12 kills, however, over here on Stats' side. Maru's damage already beginning to mount up quite a lot. Shield battery goes down.
Oh, this is
so
really
funny. Look at this. You can get the pylon from here.
My God. That's so funny.
When the Widowmine gets set up here, there's no way for the Protoss to fight back. He should just end up losing the pylon. Oh, he's just going to push.
Beautiful micro as well. Beautiful micro. Yeah, he's not going to be able to hold on to this. I think this game's already done. This is even more one-sided right now than Zest versus TY.
Yeah, landing a Viking now. He can take out both these pylons, and then, unless you fight this off with probes, which you can't, there's really nothing you can do here.
Oh, dude, he's so dead. Look at this. Like, you can't even make units right now.
No.
It's probably the one time Stats has been out of the house this week, so he's like, well, I'm going to stay, all right?
Yeah.
You know, he has 2 Oracles over there, so
I
I think what he's doing actually makes a little bit of sense. He's like, well,
trying to
maybe
buy
I can kill everything with the Oracles, but as he loses every probe,
GG. Maru takes game 2.
it loses all meaning.
I think you're right. I think he thought maybe if he just gets a little bit
If
more
he could
energy,
just
and
hold
zaps
this,
that down, and maybe somehow, some way,
Yeah.
Hail Mary this to a win, but it did
Hail
not work.
Maru this, more like.
Nice.
Maru always gets auto-corrected to Mary in phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike my favorite word, ducking, when I try to text that word, you know.
Oh yeah, ducking. Yeah,
Ducking is always what I meant
Well,
when I'm trying to type something out on my
whenever
iPhone.
I'm typing something on my iPhone, my wife's like, "Who's this Mary woman?" I'm like, "Babe, I'm talking about the best hair in the world." She's like,
Yeah.
"Her name is Mary."
You
I'm like,
say-
"No, it's
you say,
Maru."
what the duck are you talking about? Are you ducking crazy? Okay, we're going to go to game 3, and I hope that we have a game 4, because right now Stats is getting just rolled here. Stats isn't even getting to try whatever he planned.
Yeah, nothing's really going well for him yet, is it?
These are 2 kids building their little castles with their blocks, but Maru keeps knocking Stats' blocks down.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
And I know all about that. The fact that Stats isn't screaming, though, he's a very good boy.
Yeah. But issues will arise later in his life, no doubt.
Maybe.
Game start.
As long as he's quiet now.
Yeah, he's quiet now.
Africa Freaks. Stats. Jin Air Green Wings. Maru.
Look, no hands. He's not even using his hands.
Doesn't even
He's
need
been playing with his
hands.
feet. I can't believe it.
My God.
He's playing with his feet, and his shoes are on. How does he do it?
It's crazy. Drinking water.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we don't have it on camera right now, but he's in cat's cradle with his hands right now.
No kidding.
Oh, I was wondering why he brought all that yarn in today.
I'm worried for Stats here, Artosis.
Oh, he's...
This is not looking good so far.
Dude, he's done. There's no way. Maru is looking tip-top.
Thing is, man,
Yeah.
I think that some of this might be, like you were mentioning earlier, like he hasn't been that active Stats
Maybe.
lately.
It's
But
possible.
I want to be a little bit cautious saying that, because we can't confirm that right now.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. Maybe he's been practicing really hard, and
Yeah. It's just not clicking
it's
right
just
now.
it's just not his day. The stars are not aligning.
Totally could be. And, well, Maru's so good that, of course, he should be able to do this to anybody occasionally, right?
Yeah. So this time around, Stats, again, just it appears that he's going to be playing a pretty middle-of-the-road game, expanding out here. Same thing for Maru, though, at least for now, until we see some fork in the build order. So it might be a calm early game.
All right. I mean, I really wouldn't mind seeing a bigger game. Something other than Maru's first attack killing stats. That would be fun.
I'd be fine with a game that goes over 10 minutes. What do you say?
Oh, that would be nice. I would really like that. A 20-minute game even I would take.
Please. Because these first two went by very quickly. We've been live for 25 minutes. We're in the third game.
That is quick. All right, Twilight coming down.
What do you think of the placement of the Twilight?
I don't think too much about it. Like, you want the pylon down there, right? So in case you need shield battery or warpins at your Nexus, and then I feel like you don't want to put all of your stuff where that first pylon is, you know?
If only we had a name for that.
I wish we had a name for that.
Some way to describe that concept.
Overworked, underpaid pylon is what I would call it. A very passionate pylon.
Yes.
A pylon that does its best.
So some mild pressure coming out here. I love them just using the shade to spot for the stalker. That's pretty cool.
It is very cool. It's very cute. It's such a funny little micro thing that was going on.
What?
He's just not microing that well.
Oh, that's going to end now with the Widow Mine there. Or will it? Blink is coming now as well. We have the Robo facility. Nobody doing anything other than really building up and mounting up for pressure later on. We have Stats taking the third first, which is pretty par for the course with Stats.
Same build as previously.
Right.
Game one from Stats.
I think this time, if there is some kind of timing attack that comes out, he'll be more ready for it than he was in game one.
Well, I mean, I feel like his build would have been okay against what Maru was doing if he had just gone in the right direction, you know? But that can be tough.
Had he engaged the SCVs, the tanks, and the Marines.
Yeah, on the way over. You have to whittle it.
This is one of the features of StarCraft 2 is that things are moving at an insanely quick pace. You know, you're a few seconds behind, and that's it, man.
It truly is.
So here we see a hallucinated Phoenix sent out. It just barely grazes by the medevac. I think yeah, he did see it. Okay. He had vision of it. The question was, did Stats' eye catch the blip?
Yeah, always hard to say. Double Forge coming up. Looks like Stats is trying to get into that more macro-esque game.
I love how he's deflecting the hallucinated Phoenix, too. It's so good.
This has become such a big thing when playing against Protoss, trying to block hallucinations that come in.
And look at this. The timing comes out as the hallucinated Phoenix was killed off. It looked like he was trying to hide something. Now the push comes. Here's the same 4 SCVs. He's moving down to the bottom. We don't have anything that, as far as I can tell, that has seen this yet. Now, it might be the same story, dude.
Holy crap.
Stats is moving out again. Maru might move around him.
Yeah. He's missing
Okay, this
him.
tells me
He's
that
exactly
Maru
missing him.
has got a really good sense of how the Protoss is going to move on this map. I mean, this is... Look at
there's
this.
several paths that you can take, and Stats went through the center one. He's a very middle-of-the-road guy, and now he's going to lose his Nexus, likely.
Okay, the bunkers get thrown down here. Note the placement.
Man.
It's hard to even get close to the tanks in this position with the bunkers that far forward here. And remember, he can always cancel the bunkers before they finish. Meanwhile, a Liberator here in the main.
Man, and Stats does not even see it. His tank, he did catch the second tank that was coming up with his group of Stalkers, so that's good. But the amount of probes he just lost in the main base, that right there, you can see the look on his face as he realizes that that was happening.
I feel like Stats right now is like a bird that's trapped indoors and is flying into windows.
The Liberator is what just killed him. Like, losing the Nexus, if he picks off the whole army, suddenly it's like, oh, okay, it's not that big a deal, right?
Okay, this is just getting worse and worse. Oh!
Oh my god, so many probes have fallen.
And look, Maru's actually turning back around. Just when he knows that
he's willing to pick off whatever you give him.
Yeah.
No problem.
I really love this. He just knows to pull back out. And that, as Stats tries to come in there and chase that down and try to just gain back some advantage here.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
He's killed a Nexus near 20 probes, a bunch of units. He's in great shape, adding a ton of barracks right now himself.
We see 2 forges, although they're not being used.
That's pretty bad.
I don't even know if he can use them honestly right now because of how much damage he's taken. It might actually be like a strategic decision to just not upgrade and to try to actually just go for army.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it's not, then it means that he's really falling apart.
Well,
he might have gotten those forges as the third was coming and thought, okay, I'm going to hold off everything.
Yeah,
and then start upgrades.
And then he just didn't find the army in the right location.
Okay, he's getting the upgrades now, though.
You know, it's such a big part of PvT when you're playing a defensive macro style. I know this really well. A big part of the game is just like, where are they coming from? Where is the Terran army? And if you can't keep tabs on that, if you can't intercept it, when it gets into position, it's already too late.
So the question now is, can stats stabilize after absorbing that much damage? There's definitely going to be an attack coming out here pretty soon. Maru, first and foremost, wants to get his third up here. Oh my, okay, he actually gets the medevac.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
nice
worth
pick.
taking that much damage on the Stalkers.
I think he's just trying to make something happen right now, which makes sense, right?
Ooh.
If you're behind like this, it's better to go and try to make something happen and have things not work out than to just be like, everything's fine, you know?
Yeah.
The meme with the dog and everything's
Dog in
on
the
fire.
room and everything's on fire.
That's stats right now. But this is a dog that's not sitting in the chair. This is a dog that's blinking around trying to pick off medevacs.
Well, he sees the two forges are being upgraded. That might actually incentivize Maru to push a little bit sooner. Just because you don't want to deal with somebody who's going to be upgrading that much. Also, Maru's upgrades are already ahead.
Yeah, I think what Maru will do here is he'll hit the natural spike in army supply and just move out. Basically, no matter what openers occur, even if you haven't done any damage, Terran will spike up in army supply above Protoss in the mid-game. And then, of course, when you've done as much damage as Maru, that is going to be exacerbated greatly. And you can see here, look at this, 72 army spike against 37. There is, like, at this point, Maru's basically hit critical mass. There's almost no way for him not to kill his opponent here.
Oh man, big storm over there. Is that going to be enough? He's set up a foothold outside of the third. There are 4 Templars here. He's going to arc around this rock here with the Marauders in the front. Marauders are not the best units to storm, but you got to take what you can get in a situation like this. A lot of damage coming down. Stalkers blinking forward. Not many actually connecting with those tanks. Marines coming around. Great storm there on the bottom left. There's so much tank damage being done here, though.
Yeah, they're really well placed.
It's actually insane. Oh, I love how he had the hallucinated Phoenix go over the tank to just absorb that extra shot.
That was super cool. And look at that. Oh my God, he gets 18 probes with a Raven in the back during all that. So yeah, he ends up losing his army, but you can really see the difference in supplies here. It's Maru just killing it, man.
Yeah, well, Stats did a decent job holding that. I'm just worried that, you know, as Maru hammers away at this, things are going to be whittled down to such a small amount that there's not much Protoss can do. Protoss needs to have a very diverse unit composition to fight stuff.
Or a lot of charge lots.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Okay. And 2 is not that number.
Takes out the pylon, by the way, so you can't warp in at the natural. And now he pounces as he slows down the Marauder. I'm sorry, the Mortal. I see this as maybe the point of no return.
Yeah. Well, like, even if he kills the army like 3 more times,
another one's
still
coming.
just
GG.
Yeah. There's just not much else going on, man, for him there. That was a very one-sided series right there. Maru just slapping through stats.
I thought it was going to be a little bit closer. I was expecting Maru to win. Oh well.
Well, I didn't know what to think. Normally the style of stats does reasonably well against Maru, I think. But Maru's in tip-top form. A couple things went wrong for stats, and Maru just did not let up.
And that specific push, the 4 SCV tank Marine push, where you just set up shop.
That was cool.
Right there, and you have the option to cancel. Basically, it's going to go 2 ways. Either you're going to kill their base, or if they attack you, right before you've destroyed it, then you let those bunkers finish. You're going to kill their army and then their base. So you have to stop that before it starts. Anyways, guys, we're going to hop to a commercial. Up next, Sue versus Innovation, hopefully a closer best of 5.